What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Welcome to the weekend. You made it. Thank you for clicking on the video day. I hope I can entertain you for just a few minutes here on the channel. We've had some really good videos. The past two I thought was really good videos for me. I even impressed myself every now and then. But the video, go check it out. We're going to talk about something similar today, but we did a review of Jonathan Green Solar Green. If you are looking for a seed that is heat tolerant, a seed that is got some Texas bluegrass in it, some fescue, it's a blended seed. Go check out the last video we did. People seem to enjoy it. It's been informative. I've heard some good things in the comment section of people looking for reviews of that, because now is the time people are looking at seed shopping. Basically, prices have increased, as we've heard, but go check that video out. And before that, I'm trying to think now that I've talked about the seed. Oh, we did one for the newcomers to lawn care, those that may have purchased a home in the past year, those that are maybe North Carolina or a little bit more north that are looking to plant a cool season fescue Kentucky bluegrass type lawn. We did a video just for you. Go check it out. It was this past Monday. If you're a new homeowner, if you're someone that's brand new to lawn care and you're like, where do I even begin to get a lawn like that, Mr. Ferguson? I made a video just for you. Go check it out. Share it with your buddies. Share it with your friends if you would. I don't want your money. I just want to help people. That's what this channel is all about, showing you what I've done here by myself with a little bit of help from YouTubers and a little bit of help from a lawn care plan. And I want to be able to share that information, the little information I have, with other people. So please share it, check it out. I think there were two excellent videos. So today we're going to get back into talking about seed. It seems to be the hot topic out there, and I want to kind of pound on it while I can. And I want to review Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix. I've got some things to say about this one. It's not all, dandelions and rainbows and unicorns. I've got some pros and some cons, and we're going to look at it, and we'll turn the camera around here in a second. But I just wanted to say, if you're not subscribed, if you enjoyed reviews, if you enjoy lawn care, if you enjoy cool season lawn reviews, fescue, if you got Kentucky bluegrass, click the subscribe button below. It's totally free to you. I don't need your money, don't want it. We just want you to follow along. If you enjoy this type of content, consider subscribing. You can use the super thanks if you want to further financially help the channel. We could definitely use it. Buying the seed. Miss Ferguson would be the first to tell you, sometimes we can't afford it and we go out on a limb sometimes. So thank you to those that have used it in the past. We appreciate it. With all of that said, let's turn the camera around. I want to show you the Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix, and do I recommend it or not? So this is the very popular view of my lawn, and we're going to stay back here in the backyard. You'll notice there's two spots right here. I want to start with that this one right here is where we sprayed what's called Fusilade. We're trying to handle Bermuda in the lawn. We're in the mid to end of August, and we're trying to do weed cleanup during the making of this video. That's why we're doing a review in August, because we're about to reseed, so I can tell you for a year what I've seen, the pros and cons. But this is where Fusilade has been sprayed. You can see where the brown is in the grass right here. That is where some of the tips of the Bermuda has been affected by the Fusilade. So I just want to start with that. So don't let that factor into your decision. Right now in the summer, you guys can see where the shadow is in the back lawn. This is exactly what I didn't think about the first couple of years I planted my lawn. And so right now we've got a shadow. Well, guess what? When these leaves fall out of the tree, we don't have that shade anymore. It's completely exposed sun, and that's going to happen very soon. End of October, November timeframe. This is no longer shaded. It's wide open now. The earth rotates. The sun isn't as strong, and it's not a big deal. And when the summer sun hits, we've got leaves on the tree, and we have this shade here. So I started noticing the first couple years I planted my grass back here, it was all GCI turf type tall fescue, and then it was all GCI cool blue, which has a little bit of Kentucky bluegrass in it. Well, I noticed in some of the shaded areas back here, the GCI wasn't doing well. It started dying off and dying off and dying off. And I was like, so the shade appears like, mid-spring and last until fall. Maybe I should put some type of a sunshade seed back here. And so that's what we did this past September. So that's why why I'm able to review this seed. So before we get there though, I did put some right here because we also get a shadow cast right here for certain parts of the year. You can see it, there's the edge of the house, and I did put some right here. And I want to show you this section. Can you even tell where I put it? Not really. We've got GCI Spreader Elite, which is a spreading fescue. If you're interested in that, we haven't reviewed it. I don't think I know enough to review GCI Spreader Elite. But over here on the side around the rocks, we did Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix, and that's technically what it is. The one thing I learned is that every year that I've put down my seed, after aerating and putting my seed down, I do Tenacity. Why do we do Tenacity? Because Tenacity is not only a post-emergent herbicide, it's a pre-emergent. So the pre-emergent factors of that Tenacity is supposed to stop any weeds to come up when our grass is growing and coming up. Well, Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix, while I don't have the bag right here, we'll grab it here in a second. Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix has fine fescue in it. If you are looking to put down Tenacity at time of seeding, be warned, be warned. I was like, why is this area stunted? In the very beginning, the growth was stunted here in my yard, and I couldn't figure out why it was. Well, it was because the Tenacity was injuring or stunting the growth of the fine fescue. I don't know if it completely choked it out, but it was definitely like something's going on here. It was several weeks after planting, and it wasn't looking right. But after a while, it seemed to recover, and we did throw some more down there and trickle some more seed in here. But so for this shaded area, but it did end up coming back. But the Tenacity definitely stunted it. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. If you plan on putting Tenacity all over your lawn at time of seeding, and you plan on throwing down a big old bulk load of Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix, you're going to hurt the fine fescue and the very fine bladed fescue that's in that mix. So this isn't as proper and as nice as we did the Solar Green, but I'll just quickly down here at the shed. It's Black Beauty Dense Shade Mix. Produces a dark green lawn, germinates in 14 to 21 days, and it's for medium to heavily shaded areas. That's where I think I messed up. We'll talk about this area. It is a shaded area, but I think sun and shade is more appropriate for my area. Why Black Beauty? Uniform vertical growth, grown by sod growers across the USA and deeply rooted for healthy turf. And then when we go on the back here, I just want to do exactly how we did with the Solar Green. Let me get it. Maybe this is better to prop it up. This is what you get in the bag, as we were just mentioning over there by the shaded area of my lawn. Golgonda Tall Fescue, 24.65%. Tall-Tech Tall Fescue, 24.60%. Hood Chewing Fescue, that's one of them fine fescues, 14.75%. Eugene Creeping Red Fescue, 14.7%. Frontier Perennial Ryegrass, that's what's going to come up first when you plant this, 9.82%. Pivot Kentucky Bluegrass, 9.82%. And then you got Inert Matto, then you got the other crop seed and weed seed, just like Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix, or excuse me, Jonathan Green Solar Green, 0.9 and 0.2 right there. It was tested June 2021. I bought this last year. And just real quick, it says Black Beauty. Let me see if I can get the sun out right here. There we go. Black Beauty Dense Shade is a premier grass seed mixture specially designed to grow medium to densely shaded lawn areas. It provides an attractive dark green, deeply rooted lawn that competes quite well against trees with thick canopies and large roots. Come on, son. There we go. Black Beauty Dense Shade contains naturally insect and disease resistant varieties that should germinate to 14 to 21 days. That is true. Black Beauty varieties contain a waxy leaf coating to preserve moisture, have a uniform growth habit, and are grown by leading sod growers across the United States. And as we mentioned on the other bag, it then gives you some of their product information, directions if you're very new to it, and then it gives you your spreader ratings at the bottom. So Dense Shade Mix, this is what we're talking about. So it does say it is supposed to be designed to work well around trees, around large canopies where you've got trees drooping down. If it stays shaded medium to heavily, like most of the year it is shaded, then this is probably the mix that you may want to try out this year. The ryegrass is going to come up immediately. In just a couple days, boom, you're going to see results because that ryegrass comes up. And as it mentioned, the bluegrass, Kentucky bluegrass that's mixed in here is going to be the slowest. It's going to take probably 3 weeks for the bluegrass to come up, and really I don't notice it because there's so much other grass, it's hard to notice it. But the ryegrass will shoot up first, then you'll get your fescue coming in, and then you'll get the bluegrass coming in, you know, last, bringing up the rear. And you have the fine fescue, so be careful with herbicides and tenacities you throw down. Read the labels, because you don't want to hurt fine fescue if you're going to use the seed. Now this came in and it's been looking beautiful. It looked good. I have a video I would encourage you to go watch if you're interested in the seed before you buy it. I did a video that was pretty popular, and it's called "Is There a Difference?" and it's talking about the Jonathan Green seed versus the GCI seed, GCI over here versus the Jonathan Green. There is a darker color difference in the Jonathan Green than the GCI. You see how lush and nice the GCI is looking right now. I can tell you right now, the dense shade mix is taking a beating a little bit as I kind of get down here. And we've watered the lawn pretty much the same. But it looks like the dense shade mix and maybe some of this is the tall fescue that's survived a little more. Maybe it's some of the ryegrass that looks like it's browned up a little bit. This was a lot thicker in May and June, and definitely in the early spring up until May, and it's thinned out quite a lot. And again, this area don't get a lot of sun. It could be because some of the water, when we go straight up above this area, you see how thick, look at all the trees. It's hard for rainfall to get down on here maybe, and so maybe it has a little bit to do with getting water, but I think it's just it's North Carolina, it's the humidity, it's the wind, it's the hot ground temperatures. It's just been tough on the dense shade mix. In the beginning, again, go back, watch the Is There a Difference video from May. Man, it looks fantastic when it's in its prime. So don't think, oh man, that looks terrible, I'm not planting that. This is the toll that summer has taken. And again, we get some sunlight back here, but a lot of this stays shaded. But it has thinned out a lot. So as far as how is it held up over the summer? Well, I didn't have this much grass last summer, so that's definitely a win in the win column, but it is thin. I'm debating on what to do back here in the coming weeks. Still to this day, I don't know. Do I want to plant more of the dense shade mix? I don't think so. I think I would rather do just some more of the either a sun and shade mix that's more a mixture, because there was a difference in color. There was a different, and we did it on that video in May. There's a difference in color from this lighter green Spreader Elite to this super darker green Jonathan Green. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, like that's hideous looking difference, but there was definitely a color difference. But when we get down, you know, into some of this GCI fescue, you can kind of see what it looks like there with the sunlight hitting it. Yes, I need to mow my grass, but over here in the dense shade, it's very thin, but it's just a darker blend. Like it says on the bag, it's true, it is darker. If you want a full dark color, just grass, then I would say go all Jonathan Green. That includes Black Beauty and all that. This is a spreading fescue, which I can't tell you for sure if it spreads, but this is the GCI over here. So there is a color difference and you can kind of see it there. But as far as its performance, it's done pretty well. It's held up. It's not completely, you know, gave way and went away. It doesn't seem, it does stress out in this area naturally with any type of seed I put down. So it is a darker grass. It does have the fine fescue, the Kentucky bluegrass. It didn't seem to need more water than any of my other turf out here on the left side of the GCI side. But it is, the main difference I would say to you is that it is a darker color. If you're looking at blending it in with a GCI grass or another brand, be careful. It's not a total like, oh my gosh, there's such a huge difference, I never want to do that again, Mr. Ferguson set me up, but we showed that. So I would encourage you to go watch that video. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I thought it, when you first grow it and mow it, it's lush, and I was very pleased. Summer has definitely taken a toll on it. When we refresh this seed with whatever it is, I think it's going to look awesome. But I've got a decision to make. Do I want to go back and just stick with the Jonathan Green back here because, hey, we have grass and it's in the end of August, which is a huge accomplishment that I've never achieved before? Or what do we want to do? Because the 2 years I put GCI back here, it faded away, and it seems like when they talk about on the bag of dense shade mix that it's built to be around the trees. I believe that to be true because the GCI wanted to fade away around the trees more. So, and you can see I still got grass hanging on. A lot of people are like, yep, grass, you can't plant it around trees. It sucks the nutrients out. The grass will die. But you can see we're in end of August and we've still got grass all around the trees. So I've done it for many years. The GCI just had a harder time doing it. So just to wrap this up, just to be totally clear, I know I threw a bouncing back and forth. The color is definitely darker than GCI. That's 100% a fact. So you're going to get a darker grass with Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix. When you put it down, like I said, you're going to get the ryegrass to instantly come up in just a couple days if you continuously water it. Then you'll see the tall fescue come up, and then eventually it'll take some time, but you'll see the Kentucky bluegrass begin to come up. But the Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix, I thought in my prime, in that May video where we showed it when it was looking nicely cut, it was just like, this is beautiful. I was like, and there was a time where I was saying, guys, I may be looking at doing Black Beauty throughout the whole lawn because this is looking that gorgeous. So in its prime, I'm not doing it justice. I'm showing you the Dense Shade Mix at the end of summer, so keep that in mind. Go check out the other videos that we'll link below, and I'll also put it in the corner somewhere as well. But it's called Is There a Difference, comparing GCI and Jonathan Green. So I hope somewhat this has helped you, inform you of what Jonathan Green Dense Shade Mix is, what's in the bag, what it's capable of looking like. Be careful with the blending, but you may want to see it in person in somebody's lawn. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope this has been helpful to one or two people. I hope so. Let me know in the comments below. We're going to show you some things going on in the front yard on the next video. I did some things that I've mentioned to Mr. Kevin. I haven't mentioned to you guys. I want to go out there, show you the front yard on Monday. So be sure, tune in Monday, and we'll do it together. God bless you guys. Take care. We'll see you then.